What's up, my royal family? Listen, you already know it's your girl, Mai. We are back with another episode of the Chit Chat. I hope you guys have been enjoying the special guest. We had Michelle come on for the first, for the first episode. Then we had Marissa on for the second episode. If you haven't already, please go and check those episodes out. The episode with Michelle is called Overcoming What They Said, and the episode with Marissa is From Outside to Serving God. So they were both amazing. I appreciate both of them for coming on. Tonight's podcast title is called Crave God, but we're gonna get into it. We're going to get into some stuff. I got like so much to tell you guys. Like, it's just been so much that's been going on. So I'm just so super excited just to share this news. I like to keep stuff like tucked under the way, but hey, we're about to get into it. But before we get into all the nitty gritty, I always start the show off with affirmations. Y'all already know how we do it over here. If you're new, we welcome you to the royal family. And if you're not new, what's up? Because you already know how we get down. So today's affirmation is more of a declaration, more so. But the declaration that we're going to be speaking over ourselves this week is, I will allow God into every parts of me. The brokenness, my heart, my mind, every part. We're going to allow God into every. We're not going to hide no areas. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're going to every part. We're going to allow him into everything. The frustration. We're going to allow him in to the guilt, all of it. We're going to allow him in. We're not finna do this by ourselves no more. We're going to allow God in, okay? Do you feel me? Feel me? Okay. So that's a declaration. So I want y'all to say it with me. I will allow God into every part of me. Let that sink in. It's gonna be a little hard, especially if you a sister and you're trying to do everything on your own and you so independent, and you think that you about to do all this stuff on your own. No, we about to allow God in. Okay, we about to allow God in every aspect. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. Do it now. Don't learn the hard way. Take my advice. Ask me, how do I know? Because I know, because I've been there. Okay. So let's get into the announcements before we even dig into the title, digging into the episode. Let's get into the announcements. All right. So I will be releasing my first book on April 18th, titled The Birthing Behind Closed Doors. This is my first book on my own. I did do a book last year. I did an anthology with some amazing co-writers. That book was called Built God Tough. If you haven't already, go and purchase that. But this book is like a solo type of thing where it's basically self-explanatory. The birthing behind closed doors is all the things that you go through behind closed doors that nobody sees, that births, oh my God, something wonderful. It's sort of like a butterfly effect. You know how you go into the cocoon and you're just transforming, get the birthing behind closed doors. So April 18th, we're going to be talking more about it. Please, it's going to be on Amazon. Purchase. I know I don't talk about myself, but purchase the book. Okay. Support your girl. All right. Purchase the book. Okay. So that's enough of that. I do have some upcoming things that are coming up. But we're not ready to release that yet because we're still working behind the scenes. But just stay tuned, guys. We are doing it, okay, with God. Because when you let go and let Him do it, He does it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay, let me stop because I'm being goofy. Y'all know right now how I am. All right, so this episode is called Crave God. The first title that I had, was it was a bit harsh. So I shortened it. This episode was supposed to be called Crave God, like you be craving that dopamine. But I was like, I want people to tune in, so like I'm about to bait them in. So it's just like I was just like Crave God. But really, we're gonna be talking about like how we crave the dopamine, meaning that those good feelings, you know, the feeling you get when you're scrolling on TikTok and you laughing and you chuckling, or that feeling you get when you eating that brownie and you be like, ooh wee, or that feeling you get when you talking to your man or something like that. That dopamine, that feeling you get where you continuously scrolling on social media and you're not spending time with God. You're continuously scrolling on TikTok and you're not spending time with God. You're doing other things besides craving God. And this is not an attack. This is just something that I went through and still go through sometimes. I have to take myself off of social media because I'm like, wait a minute. I ain't read my word. And social media, believe it or not, it is helpful in some ways. I feel like you do have to have a balance with that. But it does take up a lot of your time if you're not mindful. If you're not mindful, it takes up a lot of your time. I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, maybe the beginning of the month, I would just scroll. And I'm like, in the amount of time that I'm scrolling, I could have came up with a business plan. I could have finished my book. I could have did this. I could have did that. I could have did this. Mind you, it do be fun. It be funny because I'm a goofy person. I love to laugh. I love all things comedy. Some videos I just be cracking up. But I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do spiritually. So I wasn't reading my word. I would pray, but I feel like I'm doing those things, but I could spend more time digging into those things, if that makes sense. So just spending more time with God and the word and just having that balance. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with social media or anything of that sort. It could be anything. It don't even have to be just social media. Like, it could be food, or you just doing other things other than craving God or serving God or being intimate with God. Like, we can't continuously ask God for this, ask God for that, ask God, help me do this, help me to understand you more, help me to do this, whatever. But yet we're not doing our part. We're not craving Him. We're not searching after Him. We're not being intimate with Him. It's a difference. So let's get into it. So I told y'all that the first initial title was called crave God like you do the dopamine, right? So let's break down what the dopamine is. I got my notes over here. It says dopamine gives temporary satisfaction, but God provides lasting fulfillment. When you crave him like you crave the next high of validation, success, or pleasure, you step into a joy that isn't fleeting. You're no longer chasing momentary hits of happiness. You're dwelling in true peace. That right there, I was like, that's good. Because with the dopamine, we are trying to just get in a hit, a temporary fix, just strolling. Temporary fix, just lighting that blunt up. A temporary fix, just eating that dozen of cookies, and you was only supposed to have one. That's a temporary fix. Pouring up that Hennessy and ginger ale. That used to be my drink, by the way. Pouring up that drink. It's a temporary fix. It's a temporary fix when God is trying to give us fulfillment, something that's going to sustain us, something that's going to keep us. It's not temporary. It's fulfillment. Like he's really filling us. And the more we're intimate with God, the more we get to know him, and the more things become clearer to us. Like we begin to get more strength. We get answers from him in those moments. When you're sometimes when I'm reading the word, I'm like, that I need that. I needed to hear that. And I didn't have to wait for a prophet. I didn't have to wait for my pastor. I didn't have to wait for a minister. Like getting in that word will really help you in certain situations or anything. Like we gotta get back to, excuse me, I'm study burping. Lord have mercy, Jesus, excuse me. But we have to get into God. Not all the traditions and the fancy lingo and the fancy sayings. We really have to get back into God. Not just being hearers of the word, but being doers of the word. Not just looking the part, but actually being the part, like being the church. Like we have to get back to that. Like we can't just expect for God to do all these things for us, and we don't even want to open up our Bibles and read. Most of the times what we need is in the word. We don't have to wait for somebody to come and do this. Now granted, there is some situations where you need those one or two gatherings. You know, when one or two are gathered together, y'all, sometimes you need to touch and agree with some people. Sometimes you need that additional support and prayer. But there are some times where there are some things you can handle. You don't need to call the minister, call the pastor, call this or call that. You can get in that word and you can get in, lay at the feet of God and just get those answers from him. I was going to say the horse's mouth, but directly from him. And just like we're on social media, just like we're doing this or doing that, we have to get back to searching for him. Now, for some reason, God has been having me like research and studying. I'm not going to say research. I'm going to say just reading the books of the prophets like Hosea, Isaiah, like Jeremiah. I just been being led to read about them. And as I'm reading, it's like the same trending subjects to me. This is my perspective. This is my opinion. That these prophets are coming to warn people because the people they kind of grew weary of God. Like they would cry out to God, he will save them. And then they would go back to what they were familiar to. And then they would cry out to God and he would save them. And then they would go back to what they were familiar to. And each time God would send a prophet to remind them who he was. And I'm like, as I'm reading it, at first I was like getting angry because I'm like, God, how many times do you have to remind these people who you are? Like, you delivered them out of like so many things. You have shown them numerous of times by miracles, by signs, and by wonders. You've done so much for not only them but for their ancestors. And so I was like, how many times do you have to like show them who you are? And that be us today. That be I'm not even gonna speak about y'all. I'm just thinking about all the times where I would cry out to God. He would deliver me. And I would go back to what's familiar. All those times I would, oh God, I need you to do, I need you to, and he would deliver me because he is that God who does not lie. And he not going against his character. Like, he is faithful. So if you cry out to him, he's going to answer his, like, it's mind blowing to me. It is really mind blowing. But I just thought about all those times where, and then someone, a prophet or someone would just come with that reminder. It don't even necessarily have to be a prophet, but it would be somebody just random and would have to remind me, oh, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yes, he is a good God. Then I would cry out to him again. And then it's like a cycle, but we have to break that cycle. We don't need nobody to come and tell us how good God is. We know. But it's like we are so quick to grow weary of God. Like, if we don't get an answer right when we expect to get an answer, or if we feel like God doesn't move right when we think he should move, or if we think that the outcome should go this way and God said, no, I want it to go that way. We grow weary and we don't really trust that God has our best interest at heart. And that's because we really don't have that intimate relationship as he desires to have with us. He gonna do what he said. He remembers the covenant. But do we remember those promises that we made him? We have to also keep our end of the bargain. So when the title came, Crave God, like, he just wants our heart. He just wants our heart. He really just wants our heart. Like, I'm sitting here now just baffled by the fact that how many prophets he sent to Israel, and all he wanted was just their heart. He didn't care about their sacrifices. He didn't care about their lambs. He didn't care about he just wanted a genuine worship. He just wanted their hearts. And he was just looking out for them. And they still, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. I'm telling you, like, it's just hitting me now, like how many times he was saying it. And it was like they would have the same word, like giving warnings, like, okay, do y'all know who I am? I am the God who delivered. I am the God who fed thousands and thousands of people by having manna fall from the sky. I am the God who can you imagine the Red Sea being parted right before your eyes? He had to keep reminding them, like, the things that he did. I am the God. So I say to you today, get back to the heart of God. Not only don't seek his hand, because the word says if we keep our eyes on him, everything else gonna be added. Everything else gonna be added. We don't need to worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's already gonna worry about itself. This is not a saying about what Maisha said. This is in the word. So we're so worried about, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Where we lose sight of God, and we lose sight in who he is and who we actually serve. Like, we truly serve a great God. So we just have to get back to our first love. We have to get back to craving him. When we first got saved, I was carrying that Bible around like a purse. Yeah, I was carrying that Bible around. And like craving for God, just couldn't wait to get in his presence, just couldn't wait to feel, just couldn't wait. We have to get back to his heart. We have to get back to serving him. We have to. We got to. We got to. And guess what? It is for our good. He got everything he needs. He ain't worried about nothing. It's for us. So I want to leave y'all with some scriptures. And just in your prayer time, just pray that God just shifts your perspective. Like, we don't want to be so fixated on these quick fixes. Scrolling on social media, doing this, eating this, rolling this blunt up, drinking this. Oh, I had a long day. I need a glass. I need a shot of Henny. No. Let's change our lingo. Let's change our perspective. Let's change the way we think. Oh, I had a long day. I can't wait to talk to God about this. Oh, these kids are working on my nerves. I can't wait to get in the presence of God so he can show me how to handle this. My work is just, I can't wait to get in my word to see how can I deal with this? How can I fight this? Instead of, oh, I had a long day, I don't feel like doing that. I'm just going to scroll on social media. I'm just going to eat what I want to eat. I'm just going to drink what I want to drink. I'm just going to do what I want to do. It's a temporary fix. It's a temporary fix. We want something permanent. We want something that's going to fill us up. You know how I went with that Thanksgiving food? You get the yams, the mac and cheese, the turkey, the gravy, the greens, the roll. That thing fills you up. You be full. You just can't even move. You just full. That's how God wants us. He don't want you to get a little snack and then you hungry in 10, 15 minutes. He's trying to build us up, sustain us, and make us strong servants and make us strong warriors so that when things come, we are ready to fight. This is for our good. So we got to get back to craving God. We already know he's good. We don't need nobody to remind us of the things that he has done. We don't need nobody to remind us of the things that he can do. We don't need another reminder, but what we do need to do is get back to the heart of God. We need to get from just chasing his hand, like, God, I need this, God, I need that, God, I need this, I need you to fix this, I need you to fix that. But no, let's get back to true worship. Let's get back to true praise. Let's get back to we just need to get back to. And sometimes you don't know what to pray. There are times in my prayer where I don't have a thing to say. All I got is tears because I've just had that kind of day. And I just lay and I just cry. But my tears are worse than him. So he bottles those tears up. And the Holy Spirit interprets them tears. And he knows exactly how to step in and move. Sometimes when I'm in prayer, I just want to worship. I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you. Sometimes I'm in war mode. Sometimes I don't even get to pray for myself. But the Lord knows he just works it out. So every prayer is different. Don't think you have to have all the words, because some people are like, I want to pray, but I don't know how. Just like how you talk to me. Sometimes when I'm in my car, I'm like, Lord, I cut the show. I'm done. I'm done. Take me off. Oh, help me. But he knows me. He created me. He knows every hair that is upon my head. He knows me. All of us are unique. All of us are different. But the more you talk to God, the more he will reveal himself to you. And you be like, I just love him. I just love him. Okay, so let's get to the scripture. Let me see if I missed anything on my note, because I was just trying to I was just free. I was about to say free balling, but I was just, wasn't even going on my notes. Okay. Let me see if I missed something that was good. It says, okay, I said that we have to shift our mindset from seeking quick fixes to something permanent. And it says surrendering to something greater, something eternal. The world teaches us to chase dopamine, but God calls us to abide in him. The more we seek him, the more we realize he's the only source that truly satisfies. That's it. That's it. That is it. And that's basically all I have for tonight. I just want us to get back to the heart of God, get back to true worship, get to know who he is. Get in the word before you go to bed. Ask the Lord, what you want me to read tonight? If you don't respond right then, just pick something. Any minor, you ain't gonna go wrong. I'm sure you're gonna find something that's gonna help you for the week. I'm sure you're gonna find something that's gonna, even if it's not for you for the
is, can you